it's finished.
Mr. Swan?
Violet, could you help me with this, please?
Mr. Swan, you've been out all night.
It's finished, Violet.
Well, you need your breakfast then.
No time. We have to be at the National Gallery when it opens.
It's lovely. It's a wonderful, Mr. Swan.
What did I tell you, Violet? Always look for the light and shade. That's how you can spot a masterpiece, you know. See that? See how the light flickers over the limbs and over the draperies? That's called chasing the light. Every artist has that as his goal.
I'm sorry, Swan. We can't take your paintings anymore.
Sorry?
You can see what the art world wants this year. It wants that. Not fashion. I'm afraid we're all its slaves.
That's not fair. We spent up all night painting this.
I'm terribly sorry.
Never mind, Violet. We should leave.
Mr. Swan. I can't make them balance, Mr. Swan. We're very short of funds. There's a deficit of £17.12 and 6.
Oh, Lord.
You haven't worked for nearly 9 months, and I could make further savings in the housekeeping, but it would mean cutting out meat.
You trying to turn me vegetarian?
It hasn't done me any harm. Thank you.
Thanks, Violet.
Does this still work?
No idea, love. You might as well take it if you fancy it.
Just a little something to occupy your hands.
While we wait for my mind to come back, you mean?
Dispose of this clutter, would you? Your days as secretary to a great painter are over, Miss Crisp.
You mean I'm dismissed?
No, no, not at all. You will remain, I hope. But as secretary to a photographer. We adapt, Miss Crisp. We evolve to survive. There's a new world out there, and I intend to capture it.
Hello, Violet.
Just the usual, Mr. Timms.
Right.
Women of the world, we must unite in peace. We must join together now and demand our rights. All we want is equality. All we ask is the right to vote.
Morning. My name's Cromwell Marsh. I'm an engraver, a bit down in my luck. And I'm thinking to myself, I wonder if Mr. Kingdom Swan, society photographer, needs an assistant. You're a very pretty girl.
I'll see if Mr. Swan can see you. Though I doubt it, he's very busy.
Well, that's why he needs to see me. You've got lovely eyes.
Miss Crisp, who's next?
Mr. Swan will see you.
Thank you. And your lips are luscious. I happened to be passing, sir, when I saw your studio, and I thought, nice position, nice window, looks like a good setup, so I crossed the road.
How very brave of you, sir. Man takes his life in his hands with these bicycles.
What, you don't like them?
Can't abide them. Nearly lost this under one of them.
So, when can I start?
Start?
Yeah, well, I thought you might need an assistant. You know, run your darkroom and that. Take the routine stuff off your hands. I'm an experienced engraver, sir.
And who are you working for at the moment?
Nobody, I'm redundant.
You have references.
No, none at all.
We didn't discuss money.
Oh, whatever you can afford, sir. Look at that, sir. Bicycle parked against your shop. Bleeding liberty, that is.
If I had my way, I'd dump the damn thing over those railings. Serve the devil right. I think we're going to go on very well, you and I.
No sense of artistry, these photographers. No style. None of the sense of occasion that you used to create. And then I'd heard that you'd exchanged the canvas for the camera. And I thought maybe Kingdom Swan the photographer can find the potential in my profile. So here I am.
Say cheese.
Cheese? Good God, man, why? What cheese?
Just cheese. It helps you to smile.
Smile? I don't want to smile. I want to look dignified. I want to look aristocratic. I'm the richest man in Gravy and I want people to know it. It's an ever-developing world out there. I don't stand still. Gravy doesn't stand still.
Violet's does.
Morning, sir. My name's Cromwell Marsh. I'm Mr. Swan's assistant. I thought pillars might signify a noble house. A house fit for a big cheese in gravy.
Well done, Marsh. Thinking on your feet. Excellent.
Why do you always wear black, Violet?
I'm in service. It's like a uniform. It's an odd question.
Isn't an odd question at all. I'm a painter. I need colour in my life.
You're not a painter now. You're a photographer. Remember?
I'm still an artist, Violet. We need more stuff, Marsh.
Stuff.
Stuff. Things.
Things.
Scenery, props, backdrop, dressing. Something to make our photographs stand out from the mass. Artistic things. Get them, Marsh. You will be my right-hand man, Marsh. We'll be leaders in our field, the Gilbert and Sullivan of photography.
Well done, mate. You should be in a circus. I am.
Don't suppose you have it in black.
Penny for them.
Sorry, Mr. Swan.
It was quite a smile you were wearing. I wondered what you were thinking.
I was thinking what a lucky young lady I am to work here.
The littlest gesture can brighten up the day, Violet. Especially if that gesture is made by a young lady. Would you please, Violet, place this on the hall table so I don't forget it in the morning?
Swan.
Good morning, Mr. Marsh. Good morning, Charlotte.
Good morning.
Aren't you going to open it then?
I will presently, Mr. Swan. But we have 2 young ladies waiting in the studio.
Young ladies. Well, let's not keep them waiting. Ah, ladies. What can I do for you?
Well, we were hoping to create a tableau in which the virtues of photographic naturalism contrive to enhance a more traditional style of antique beauty.
Ah.
A study in which a brief invocation to Aphrodite might be caught with absolute fidelity for the admiration of an intimate circle of lady friends.
Have we made ourselves understood?
Absolutely.
Well, what I think they mean is, how can I put this delicately to a man of your sensibilities? They want to show you their bums.
The bums?
I gather, sir, their attitude is that nudity is fine in art, so why not in photography? They wish to make, as I understand it, a historical tableau of high quality and impeccable taste.
Are you sure about this, Marsh?
Customer's always right.
Oh, you suit it, Miss Crisp. Scarf.
It's beautiful. Thank you. I shall wear it always.
You will? Always. Oh, well. Good night, Marsh. Good night, Miss Crisp.
Night, sir.
Good night, sir. I do wish he hadn't given me this.
Oh, I don't know. It has its uses. You know, he's a funny old bloke, Swan. Absolutely no idea what the world is really like. I mean, there's thousands of people out there like those Rossetti sisters, having to live very strict lives. You see them in the street, butter wouldn't melt in their mouth, but underneath, Miss Crisp, Swan could be a gold mine for us if we tap him right. There's a demand for pictures of a certain kind. I'm talking about the erotic.
It's even better when you will.
Swan, are you doing anything this evening?
What day is it? Friday. That's my bacchanalian orgy night.
Oh, pity.
Why?
It's just, I was going to suggest that we went to a tavern
A tavern
in Soho.
in Soho.
Want a good time, gentlemen?
Having a perfectly good time, thank you very much.
Show you a good time for sixpence?
That's terrible.
I know. Sixpence goes nowhere these days.
Oh, my darling, oh, my darling Clementine, you are lost and gone forever. Dreadful sorry, Clementine. Rosy lips above the water.
Kingdom, I've been thinking, if your art could reach this sort of people, the common herd, what a wonderful thing that would be.
It would. How could it, Cromwell?
If you chose subjects the hoi polloi were interested in.
What kind of subjects, Cromwell?
Beautiful subjects. Unwrapped, classical beauties presented for the edification of the common man.
Unwrapped beauty.
Harlots of the Turkish harem. Vandals spoiling Roman women.
Marsh, I have no interest in titillation.
Oh, no, sir. Nothing titillating. All historical, artistic, very, very artistic indeed. Pure beauty. The ideal of beauty, as you would say, as the ancient Greeks would have said. Every man able to own a work of art at a price he can afford. It would need rare talent and courage to brave the risk of ridicule and misunderstanding. Maybe it's too much to ask of you.
You are lost and gone forever. Dreadful sorry, Clementine.
This had better be good, Marsh.
Bend down.
Oh,
The expulsion from Eden.
it's amazing.
Historical. Very, very historical.
You don't think some people would find it titillating?
Oh, yes. If it was done in a crude way. If it was sold to persons of low moral fibre with no sense of historical perspective, then yes. But are we doing it in a crude way?
Of course not.
Will we sell it to people with no taste?
Indeed not.
Any man who says that this isn't as artistic as any painting is a prude and a Puritan. Are you a prude and a Puritan?
Certainly not.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. That'll be a tea break.
I'm off home, Cromwell. Good night.
Night, Kingdom. I'll lock up.
What do you want this time, Mr. Swamp?
Don't be like that, Mr. Prestwick, and the name's Marsh.
Right, Mr. Marsh. Well, I don't want any more photographs which you swear are Sarah Bernhardt and turn out to be Fanny Farnsbarnes who works in a fish stall on the Mile End Road.
I'm in a different league now. I thought we might call it gentleman's relish.
Classy stuff. Where'd you get this?
Of my employer, Kingdom Swan.
The old painter?
He's a photographer now.
Does he know you brought this to me?
Oh, yeah. It's all straight up. Plenty more to come, too. Three-way split. You, me, Mr. Swan.
Where should I send Mr. Swan his third?
You give it to me, I'll give it to him.
Two-way split. You and me. Nothing for Mr. Swan, who knows nothing about this.
Deal.
What's this?
That's my security.
Gentleman's relish it is. Glad to be doing business with you, Mr. Marsh.
My name is Sims, Mr. Swan. Gordon Sims. That's Sims with two M's.
Well, I'm delighted to meet you, Mr. Sims, with two M's. But I am not Mr. Swan, with two N's. I'm actually his assistant, Cromwell Marsh, with two L's.
Okay, well, I expect you'll do. I understand Mr. Swan undertakes commissions for erotic pictures.
Don't ever let him hear such words. They are bold, artistic photographs.
I see. Well, then, I should like some bold and artistic photographs. Not for myself, for a friend.
They all say that.
But it's true.
They all say that, too. What had your friend in mind?
My friend fancies a series entitled Jezebel in French Lace Drawers, to be sat for by a lady of ample rump. My friend is pathologically addicted to rump, especially ample ones. And he would like said Jezebel to be wearing these.
These?
Morning, sir.
Morning, Marsh.
This is Mr. Gordon Sims with two M's, Mr. Swan. He's come to order some charming scenes of a biblical nature, not for himself, but for a friend, and he's just leaving.
Skedaddle with 3 Ds. Don't forget the French lace drawers.
Well, well. Busier and busier. I don't know what we'd do without you, Miss Crisp.
Oh. Mr. Swan, you see, that's just what I needed to talk to you about. I have to give him my notice. I'm sorry.
You're leaving us? Aren't you happy here?
Very happy. But I'm going to be married.
Oh. Oh, congratulations. Splendid. Splendid. May I, am I permitted to embrace the bride-to-be? Marsh, Miss Crisp to be married.
Yes, I know.
Lucky somebody, huh?
Yes, indeed.
I just hope he's worthy of her.
You call these drawers?
They're just for decoration.
Decoration?
They're just to gild your lily, my dear.
They're symbolic, love. Just put them on.
I've seen her before, Marsh. She's a prostitute.
She was a prostitute. She used to offer people animal pleasures, and now she'll give them artistic pleasures. Progress.
Are you absolutely sure about this?
Are you a snob?
No.
Are you a hypocrite?
Of course not.
Might I wait all day?
Shut up.
If you think photography has different morals from painting, you are a snob and a hypocrite. What could be purer and more innocent than the loveliness of women?
Have you finished? I've got cramp.
I think we should take a posterior view to avoid any disappointment.
Is that necessary?
Let's leave no stone unturned.
Alice, turn round.
How's that?
Ah.
I was just passing, so I thought I'd ask if my friend's picture was ready yet. You know, Jezebel.
Oh, I don't work here.
Oh, God, you're not one of his models, are you? You've much too skinny an arse for Jezebel. You won't do at all.
Sodom
I feel that way sometimes myself, Violet.
and Gomorrah, it's evil, wickedness and filth.
Is it wrong that God's glory should be found in the form of a woman? Is God wrong, Violet?
What is wrong is for art to parade without her drawers. How can you treat women so?
We give them a cup of tea and a slice of cake.
And anyway, how can art be so gross and hairy? The Greeks and Romans were never hairy. I'd be obliged if you could find me a hairy Rubens. It's not natural.
It's natural to life. Art is a celebration of beauty. All women are beautiful. I pursue the ideal of eternal beauty. I can make any woman beautiful. I could make you beautiful, Violet. I should like to see your hair combed out. A little pinch of colour to your cheeks.
Thank you, Smith.
It's really very impressive.
All built on gravy. Not literally, of course. I must say, though, I feel a bit let down. I've given a lot of money to your party, and I had rather hoped for a seat in the House of Lords.
Yes, we'd like to reward you, Mr. Shelburne. But we feel you need to establish more political credibility.
And how do I do that?
Express serious thoughts on some burning issue.
Fine.
Are you interested in pornography? That's your cause. Declaim against it, Shelburne. At every opportunity.
scene you witnessed in the studio the other day, it wasn't as you thought. It was an historical tableau that went wrong. Anyway, that's why I brought you this very special present. As a mark of my... I hope you like it. The salesman said it's the very devil with the dirt.
Are you sure they weren't talking about you?
Perhaps we should have hired Mr. Swan.
Very funny, darling, but you said yourself we don't want them to know where the money came from.
Your chariot awaits you, young lovers.
Stanley, you're mad. We are not going in that. Look at the state of you.
Teething troubles, just teething troubles.
No, we've made other plans. We're going to take the motor.
Some potatoes au gratin.
Oh, yes, please, but... Oh, you spoke to me.
I thought perhaps I'd shown my disapproval sufficiently.
Indeed. And you know what consoled me these last long weeks? That you must care a little for me to feel strongly enough to stay silent for so long.
So my friend's thoughts are turning towards the Japanese. Ah, good day to you, Mr. Swan.
Swan, you remember Mr. Sims?
With 2 M's. And what were you saying about the Japanese, Mr. Sims?
Well, those beastly bullying Ruskies are threatening war on poor innocent little Japan, and a wave of sympathy is spreading through this country.
And your friend is riding this wave?
Yes.
So what exactly does your friend have in mind?
My friend would like a series of studies of geisha girls. Views through a bamboo curtain. 1 dozen, all different. Some in silk kimono, some not in silk kimono. I'll leave it with you, shall I, gentlemen?
And where are we to find 12 Japanese girls?
Easy, Ethel Spooner.
Who's Easy Ethel Spooner?
Look on it as a challenge.
I can do it. I'm experienced. I've been telling views of my bum since I was 12.
Ethel, please. Mr. Swan is an artist.
We could teach her to tie a kimono, I suppose.
Flirt with a paper fan. inform our friends of the beauty of Japan. Lately arrived from Yokohama, this lovely Lilliputian, already an accomplished geisha, the limbs very sweet and well proportioned, the breasts exquisite, the cherry blossom, which is most piquant, scarce broken from nature's bud. The views are thoughtfully arranged and will prove of enormous interest to the artist and armchair adventurer. They're guaranteed to stimulate the heart, please the eye, and in every way afford uncommon satisfaction.
Excellent, Marsh. This Kingdom Swan of yours is a gold mine. You won't go and die on us or anything silly like that, will you?
No, 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 no. More gusto. Give me this. Here. Look. Here. It's not working. She was very good as a geisha, but as a Christian, she's not getting into the soul of the role.
Swan, you want to take it easy? Your heart.
Oh, what's the matter? Was I too rough with you?
Sorry.
Oh.
I can't keep my mind on it today. Ma says we're overcrowded at home, and as I'm the eldest, I've got to leave, otherwise the landlord will throw us out. I've got nowhere to go.
Oh, shoo, 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 there. A young model of mine, Ethel Spooner. She's come to stay. Show her to the guest room, please.
How could you do this to me?
The girl is destitute.
Like this prostitute.
And what harm has she done you?
You are deliberately trying to humiliate me. Either she goes or I do. I demand that you show her the door.
No, Violet. I will not be bullied by my own housekeeper. Do as you please. This is my house. Good night.
You're so kind, sir. If it weren't for you, I don't know where I'd go.
Oh, it's a pleasure for us to have you in the house. With just the two of us in here, it gets very quiet.
I don't think Miss Violet thinks it's a pleasure.
Well, Violet can seem very cold, but she really has a heart of... Excuse me. Violet?
Morning. I've had an idea for another tableau.
Oh, not now, Marsh. I didn't even have breakfast.
Well, what's the bestial virgin done now?
She's walked out on me. She's left. I give in.
And you're sad? I'd hang out the flags. You're a true bachelor now. Anyway, this'll cheer you up. The Dream of Hercules or Classical Temptation. Now, there's a laundry girl I know called Gladys Pickles. She'd be very good at being tempted. It comes naturally to her.
I want to.
And for Hercules, I thought we'd use our Coleman here, Lanky Parsons. Now, I feel sorry for Lanky. He's very over-endowed.
Then why do you feel sorry for him?
Well, he's so embarrassed by it. He's still a virgin.
Even so, I won't do it.
So with those two... What did you say?
I won't do it. I'm going to retire.
You can't?
I can. I've got just about enough to live on.
No.
I mean, what'll I do? What about us?
Us?
You and me. I'd miss you.
Thank you, Mabel. So, why did you leave Mr. Swan?
I disliked his morals.
I see. Well, there are a couple of vacancies. There's a lady here in Kensington. I know nothing about her morals, but I did get the impression she was a cheerful soul. Yeah, might be better not to go looking quite so, black. You looking for a temporary position?
No. Permanent.
He was very good to me. I was always very fond of him. But I'm damned if we're going to let Mr. Swan pull the plug on us.
If I could push him harder, I suppose.
I've got a better idea to keep the gravy train going. You could persuade Swan to invest some money in your cousin Stanley and his balloons.
Stanley? He's crazy. He'll kill himself and Swan will... lose the lot.
You have to go on working.
Oh, sometimes, Charlotte. Sometimes I'm really glad I married you.
Mr. Parsons? Miss Askey? Oh, Charlotte Marsh. Do come in.
You know, I'll be all right. It's you I'm worried about, really. Just about enough to live on. I didn't like the sound of that. Now, I know a businessman who's looking for investors to back him, and the returns could be enormous. Sky's the limit, you might say, and it's absolutely safe.
Go on, tell me more.
It's like this. You think your capital's safe, ticking over, just like your heart.
You seem very interested in my heart lately.
I was just a figure of speech. But your capital's got to be put to work if it's going to be any good to you at your age, which is where investment comes in. Cash down, quick returns with rapid incremental growth. Are you still with me?
I think so. Still beating.
Trust me, Swan.
I never trust a man who says, trust me.
Quite right, I'd agree. Normally, I would. But on this occasion, trust me. Vision and opportunity is what this new century's all about. And the man you're about to meet is going to be one of its rising stars.
It's magnificent.
Kingdom Swan, genius and photographer, Stanley Galt, inventor.
How do you do? Climb aboard, Mr. Swan. I'll give you a taste of the future.
No, Swan, I forbid it.
And who are you to forbid me?
I'll look after you as if you were my father. I'll love you like a son.
It's perfectly safe. Son, you told me so yourself.
I can tell from your work you're one of us, Mr. Swan.
I don't follow.
We are men of vision.
Oh,
you and I
see.
I knew you would. Wait till we're flying high above a village and you look down to earth. It's like staring over an angel's shoulder.
You bring it back safely, Stanley!
Beats biking any day, Marsh!
Bye, Cousin Cromwell!
Here's to us. Do you want to know what I've been doing today?
Go on then.
I've appointed a housekeeper.
Good, that's good.
Miss Husky, this is my husband, Mr. Marsh.
Good evening, sir.
What?
She was Swan's housekeeper.
No. What if she recognises you?
She won't. She only ever came down the studio once, and there were more diverting things for her to be looking at than me.
Should I tell her she's not suitable?
No, don't. I like the danger.
And what is happening to this great city of ours? We know of the brothels. We are only too aware of the dens of iniquity. But in these places, the murky activities of the depraved are at least indulged behind closed doors. Now, we are faced with a tide of filthy photography being sold in our streets, in ordinary shops, like this one here. Pray God it never falls into the hands of our women folk and our children.
I'm very sad, Marsh. All he wanted to do was fly.
It's natural to grieve when you've lost all your money.
It's not about money. I'm sad that he's dead. Stanley Gaunt was a very special man. He had vision, courage. He was an artist in his own right.
Unto him that is able to keep us from falling and to present us faultless before the presence of his glory with exceeding joy, to the only wise God, our Saviour.
You're right. He was an artist. But I sense you're angry with me over the investment. Am I right?
Not at all. Why should I be? I'm a grown man. I chose to take your advice.
Well, it was bad advice, and I'm sorry.
I'm sure you gave it for the very best reasons.
That's true. What now?
Bring on Hercules. Bring on classical temptation. Bring on Gladys Pickles, the girl from the laundry. Bring on lanky Parsons, the over-endowed and therefore sadly virginal coalman.
So why have you brought me to Ben-Hur?
For the chariots, of course.
Chariots?
Yeah, Alice's boat is here. Just think of this as a driving lesson, darling. Shh.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sorry to interrupt your evening's entertainment, but we have just received very grave news from Buckingham Palace. Our king is dead.
Hooray!
God rest the king.
Maybe we should take her home.
Thank you, Husky. Sad, isn't it?
Oh, my goodness me.
Surely you knew the king had died.
No, it's the date. It's somebody's birthday. Somebody I... But it is very sad about the king. Very sad.
You mustn't mind a poor woman, Mr. Swan. I was very close to the king when he was a Prince of Wales. He was good to me. But then he let me down. like all men do in the end. I was a beauty in my day. Walkie Collins wrote me love letters. I knew Baron Leighton. He said to me, Alice, I'm gonna have you in my bath. He never did. He had that actress Dorothy Dean in his bath instead. The bath of Psyche. He was never happy with that painting. Because he used that great long streak of piss instead of me. I was a toast of the town.
There wasn't an artist in London didn't covet your bum.
That's true.
Night.
But you would have won. Your photographs were lovely.
It's a cheerful view. I coloured you with my own hands. And you're a very pretty girl.
What? What happened here? What's this?
What? We were dancing, and then she started kicking her legs up in the air, and I couldn't help myself, so I must have just helped myself.
Oh, Marsh! Oh, bugger! That's violent! You'll have to get upstairs.
I can't do it on my own. She'll do me a mischief.
Out in legs.
Leave now, Mr. Swan. Oh.
Mr. Swan! Mr. Marsh! Happy birthday.
Violet! Violet!
Violet! I have to talk to you.
What's going on? Cromwell?
Ask your husband who this is.
So, in consequence, the woman is no longer a person because the smutty photographer has stripped her of her clothes and the camera has robbed her of her character.
It is my pleasure to thank our Speaker, Mr. Shelburne, who is soon to be elevated to the House of Lords. It is clear that his campaign against pornography has a kinship with our cause.
Yes, absolutely right.
Both are concerned to defend and advance the rights of women in our society. Where we differ from him is that we believe we have no alternative but to break the law. Why? Because in denying us the vote, the law has become our enemy. Laws are made by men, and men are not always in sympathy with what women want or need.
Then do away with men!
My husband
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Parsons. Lanky, what are you doing in my house?
I'm trying him out. As a butler.
Seen anything of your old housekeeper lately? What's her name? Scarlet?
Violet?
You something colourful. She hasn't been calling again.
No, she hasn't. I do miss her, though. Vandals at the Persian Gate.
This requires 12 bearded giants, a harem of nudes, a brace of Nubian guards, and a leopard. The harem I can cope with. Where am I going to find a leopard? And if I find the Nubians and the giants, I'll never fit them all in a studio.
Find me a stage. We'll assemble a living painting. The biggest picture ever taken in the history of photography. Nudes of all nations, heaped in huge pyramids.
It's impossible. I might as well stick them all in a barge and sail them up the bleeding Thames.
Cromwell, you're a genius.
What?
Cleopatra.
No.
Yes! Cleopatra carried aboard her funeral barge trumpets and peacocks, slave girls, blackamoors. We'll take to the rivers and meadows of England. We'll work in the glorious light of the sun. It'll be my epic work, my most glorious moment.
Gentleman's relish.
Sorry, we haven't got any.
I'm not buying. I'm selling.
You'd better wait there a moment, miss.
Mrs. Marsh. Mrs. Cromwell Marsh.
Mrs. Marsh.
Bought you a photograph. I dare you to publish it.
But the lady, isn't that yourself?
It is. But the man is not my husband.
I can see that. I can't publish this.
I just want to shame him. Limited edition.
Marsh! Marsh!
Marsh! Cleopatra carried aboard her funeral barge. We'll use a real barge, we'll do it by the riverside. No more plaster of Paris pillars. Farewell, canvas clouds, we'll work in the glorious light of the sun. be a revolution.
It'll be a riot, more like. You're going to have every dirty old man in London straining for a view. Before you know it, they're going to be bussing them in from Barking. They're going to be selling ice creams and candy floss. It's going to be like a bank holiday circus.
Do you think so? Wonderful. We'll show those men of Barking the innocent beauty of women.
It's getting out of hand. He started moving into epic scenes.
We don't need epic scenes. We need another Queen of Sheba, or anything with Alice Hancock's backside in it.
It's difficult. The old boy's working on a massive tableau of Cleopatra's funeral.
Has it got Alice Hancock's backside in it?
I'm afraid not.
Pity. Alice Hancock's backside's the biggest thing German has seen in years. When can I have this Cleopatra?
Could be weeks. He's photographing it on a Thames barge.
In the open air? Are you mad?
Can I help you, ladies?
We do have the right place. Let's get to work.
What are you doing? Get up! No!
Mr. Swan? Mr. Swan, is it? Yes, I've been given your name. I was asking. She needs a gentleman to bail her out.
Marsh! Violet's been arrested. I'm going to have to go help her.
I'll hold the fort in.
So this is where you've been sleeping, is it?
I'm not ashamed of what I've done. I'm proud to be a suffragette, Mr. Swan.
Proud? I think all of those vegetables must have warped your mind.
I didn't think you'd understand, but I am grateful to you for the bail bond.
I was horrified when I heard who you were, but I couldn't just abandon you.
Thank you, Mr. Swan. When my case comes up, I am going to need a character witness. Could you oblige?
I might, Violet, but I'm not so sure I know your character as well as I used to.
Do we ever know anyone's character? Truly? Oh, Mr. Swan. Kingdom, how could you do it?
Do what?
How could you get involved in anything so sordid?
What are you talking about?
Gentleman's relish.
Gentleman's relish? What do you mean?
Don't you know what I'm talking about?
I haven't the faintest idea. And if I'm to be a witness as to your character, I think I might have to say that the balance...
Excuse me, sir. Your check.
Violet.
Tell me, does Mr. Swan know that you're selling his photographs as gentleman's relish?
What are you talking about?
You know very well. Gentleman's relish.
Listen to me, Violet. Swan's never heard of gentleman's relish. He has absolutely no idea that his original of Aphrodite is being sold on the Strand as a willing wagtail.
Thank you.
Violet. Apart from you, I'm probably the best friend Kingdom Swan has in the whole world. And his photography is what's keeping his talent alive. Now, if you care for him, and I believe you do, don't tell him the truth. Break his heart.
It's magnificent.
We're planning a big demonstration against the exploitation of women. There's a pageant being mounted on a barge in the Thames with naked models all posing for a photographer.
A photographer? What name?
I don't know. Does it matter? Look, we need support from the militant end of the movement. Can we count on you, Violet?
Yes. Into photography in the first place, but this is gentleman's relish.
Good grief, this is mine.
I'm so sorry.
Where did you get these?
You can get them under the counter at selected tobacconists.
Gentleman's relish, so that's what it is. Mouse! Mouse, where are you? Come here, you gutter snipe! Mouse, you traitor! Come here.
Miss Crisp. Miss Crisp. Is this a death I feared so much?
I'm sorry.
I'm in heaven, aren't I? I made it.
I'll get you some brandy.
Is this heaven?
Not quite. 'Tis Kensington, though, Mr. Swan. Blanky, glass of brandy, please.
Where's Violet? Is this your house?
My husband's and mine.
Uncle Swan, I'm so sorry. How are you feeling now?
This is your house. Miss Crisp is your wife?
Yes, I had that pleasure. Look at that mess! Why do we employ this man? Is he good at anything?
How could you have done this thing to me?
I wanted the money. You were born to a big house. I wasn't. I've always dreamt of a big house, a beautiful wife, and a butler. Maybe the butler was a mistake.
No, Marsh. Your mistake was to betray me. I was like a father to you. But you're no son of mine. Good day to you, sir.
It's Mr. Marsh, sir. He's at the front door. He says he's come to apologise to you. He's going to enlist in the army, but he'd like to see you before he leaves.
Tell him I can't see him. No. Tell him I won't see him. No, Ethel. Tell him I'll see him in his uniform once he has enlisted.
Do we still need Mr. Shelburne? He can speak for us in the House of Lords.
Oh, I've never seen anything so lovely. Jezebel.
Ladies, I'm sorry. Mr. Shelburne will be with you presently.
We have so much in common, and though I cannot condone your tactics in public, I have the greatest respect for womankind.
I'm sorry to have kept you. I got a little lost. Do hope I haven't missed anything.
Oh, Miss Violet. Please come in.
Thank you, Ethel.
If you come to see Mr. Swan, he'll be back very shortly.
I'll wait, Ethel. I owe you an apology. The last time we met, I wasn't very kind to you, and I'm sorry.
Don't mention it, miss. He does miss you, Mr. Swan does. Why don't you take a peep at what he's painting in the conservatory? I know I shouldn't have, but I did. It's you. It's lovely.
quite finished yet.
It's wonderful, Kingdom. I also have something to show you, which isn't art, it's always quite the reverse, in fact, but which you must see.
How very mysterious sounding.
Are you sure you know what you're doing? Yes. Although I don't know where I'm going, that's Violet's secret. And you, Marsh, have no say in the matter. You're lucky to be here at all. So, let's go. Now, which one's the break, by the way?
Violet, just a moment. What are you doing? This is breaking and entering, no?
Oh, I'm used to breaking the law. You know that. You bail me out.
You must remember never to look at the king and queen. And you must remember never to applaud.
All this, eh? From my mother's old gravy recipe. If she could see me now.
What?
This is Lord Shelburn's private collection. Wall-to-wall filth. What a hypocrite.
Look, it's done to my work, Violet. But this isn't right. This isn't what I intended.
Charlotte. Lancashire.
You get the camera ready. I'm going to go and find the high priest of this temple.
100 years ago, a man like me could not have stood here. I am a child of the Empire, and... What's she doing up there? Get... Oh, after her! Out of my way,
Say cheese!
So, where are we headed? Well, you're headed for big trouble if you don't sort things out with Charlotte. But you better do it quickly because I want you back at work. You serious? I am serious, Cromwell. We've a whole new project.
Well, you better stay away from photography for a while.
Oh, yes, my dear, that's all over. I'm going to work on something brand new, something for this great new century. So what are we going to do? We're going to make movies.
The new year means new drama here on BBC One. Details coming up in just a moment. And there's extended highlights of all the day's action on and off the pitch with Gary Lineker and